Hello everyone and welcome back to this episode of Discworld Noir. So now we're coming to the new hall to see Gelid, who's the cult
Open
person.
up! Open up!
Hold on, hold on. What is it? Oh, it's you.
I have here a signed parchment from the Oblong office allowing me access to university grounds.
Let me see that.
You'll see it's completely in order.
All right. You can come inside.
Why does she walk like a robot?
Where did you get this from?
I'm a private investigator. I got this through legitimate channels.
What sort of legitimate channels?
That's not for me to discuss.
This is most aggravating. Right. Here's what's going to happen. You wait here, and I'm going to go and have a word with the watch. If this checks out, then I won't have any choice but to let you in. And if it doesn't, I'll be back with the watch to have you arrested. Is that clear?
Perfectly.
Don't touch anything, don't go anywhere. Do I make myself clear?
Perfectly.
I don't like you, Luton, and I don't trust you. But you'd better not cross me on this. I'll be back shortly.
I look forward to it. Sheesh. What did she think she'd do to me? Choke me with a duster? Now to find Gelid. I'd have to be fast. There was no telling what Foams would do when she got back. I certainly couldn't count on Nobby to back me up when the old battle axe came storming into the watch house.
Come on then. Yeah, I think Gelid is going to be the guy we met before, the porter. Let's go to the library.
The door was locked.
Boo. Oh.
I couldn't stop myself. The scent of blood made me lose control, and I transformed into my wolf form. I followed the trail of blood from the concourse up onto the rooftops. I found the Bledlow's body by the observatory. No attempt had been made to hide it. I don't think the murderer cared. I could hear voices coming from inside the observatory, and even though my better judgment said to stay away, my curiosity drew me on. I hoped there was a limitation to how many times curiosity could kill.
Oh, got a new location.
I made my way into the observatory, and inside was a wizard whose voice I recognized. Satrap.
The stars are right! A bit further!
I think we missed a bit there,
left.
sorry.
Left a bit!
A golem was operating the cranks for the observatory's main telescope, and Satrap was calling out instructions. I guess he was looking for something.
Mr. Luton, do come in. I've been expecting you.
You've been using your magic to spy on me?
No, I saw you through the telescope.
Mind telling me what you're doing?
Oh, the same as everyone else. Waiting for the end of all creation.
All creation?
Well, Nylon Athertep might only destroy Ankh-Morpork to begin with, but I'm sure it will get around to destroying everything sooner or later. It's all just a matter of time.
So you're the leader of the dark sect of Nylon Athertep, then?
Luton, I am the dark sect. They would be nothing without me.
And you're a wizard?
The professor of astrology, as it happens. I acquired the job only recently, although it has been empty for a while. Mathom was interested in the post, but I was fortunate enough to dispose of him as part of the summoning ritual.
So there was some internal politics involved in that murder.
Oh, make no mistake, most of those 8 murders served another purpose. People don't become cultists because they want to help the gods out. They know that it's a good way to get what they want and to justify whatever unspeakable acts they want by blaming it on a god.
Carlotta needed Reagan killed because he was blackmailing her, and Mundy had the sword. What about the merchant gaming?
He and Kondo never got on. For all I know, there were reasons that the other people were chosen as well. It's often the way of these things.
Kondo's dead. I killed him.
Well, that'll be one less thing for Nylonathotep to do when he gets here.
How many of the cultists were secretly in the dark sect?
Only myself and Kondo. But Foyd was easily manipulated to our ends as well. He rarely had any idea what was going on.
We just used him because it suited our purposes to do so. Foyd couldn't have told anyone what we were doing because he only barely understood anything that was going on around him.
What about Gelid? Did you kill him?
Yes, he had to be removed. He was still loyal to Anu Anu, and he had outlived his usefulness.
What have you done with Carlotta?
As far as I know, she's still tending the wounds of that wretched excuse for a god.
You pulled the wool over her eyes, didn't you? Pretending to worship Anu Anu.
The wool? I pulled the whole sheep.
Was Horst somehow involved in your plans?
Horst? Ha! Without Horst, we'd have never got Mundy staying in the Octarine Parrot. The trouble with trying to murder in a geometric shape is you're really quite restricted as to where you can work.
So how come Horst's name isn't on the list?
He's not a cultist, Luton. He's just a greedy troll who thought helping us would get him the sword.
Instead, it's going to get him and everyone else killed.
I really think you should have let me say that. I mean, you say it in such a disappointing fashion. I can deliver lines like that with much greater dramatic effect.
You're a vain, arrogant, dangerous man, Satrap.
Thank you.
Where's the trapezohedron?
It's funny you should ask. I was just looking for it now. Once we have our hands on it, nothing will stop Nylonathotep. The whole of creation will be destroyed.
Don't you think that laugh is a little over the top?
Listen, Luton. There are fewer perks than you might think to being what most people would consider an insane psychopath plotting the destruction of everything. I have always thought that a good dose of mad laughter was something I had earned the right to indulge in.
This whole plan is crazy, Satrap. No one in their right mind plots such mindless destruction on such a large scale. You need help.
I have all the help I need, Luton. I have Nylonathotep.
It's not helping you. It wouldn't help anyone. It is totally evil.
Evil? No. I will not accept that. It is conditioned simply to survive, and it can survive only by dominating all other life. When all other life is suppressed, then we will have peace. Wars will end. It is a power not of evil, but of good.
Satrap, if you had created a spell that could destroy all forms of life, would sweep throughout the disk and leave nothing in its wake. Would you allow its use?
It is an interesting conjecture.
But would you do it?
Yes. Yes. To hold in my hand a scroll that contained such power. To know that life, death on such a scale, was my choice. To know that the faintest of breaths speaking those words would end everything. Yes! Yes! I would do it. That power would set me up among the gods, and through Nylon Athertep, I have that power!
You're deranged, Satrap. I thought Mooncalf was bad, but you take the honors. I can't allow this to continue. I have to stop you.
You cannot stop me now! I'm invincible!
Give it up, Satrap.
Well,
It's over. I pursued Satrap up onto the roof. His robes were ranked with the stench of Gelid's blood, and I couldn't control myself. The next thing I knew, Satrap's body was tumbling down the roof into a crumpled heap below.
Get down here! This isn't over! Don't turn away from me while I'm talking to you! Come back! This isn't over!
It is for you.
Oh, a black spectre of the cold sleep of death. Leave me, your humble servant, so that I can
Wrought in thy name. You should get out more often, Satrap.
I live to serve you.
Really? Any good at making curry?
No. But I am causing death and destruction on a scale as yet unprecedented.
And you think that makes me happy? I'm not the god of death, you know. I'm just death. I'm just providing a service. There are times, you know, when I get really annoyed by you mortals.
Does that mean I'm going to be punished for all eternity?
If that's what you want.
Isn't there some way I can bargain with you?
Nothing springs to mind.
Surely someone has found a way to attempt to avoid the final curtain?
Well, people sometimes challenge me to a game.
Do they ever win?
No. But someone once challenged me to that one where you knock a little ball out of a hole. Flog, I think it was called.
What
golf
sort of
practice.
game is that?
A really stupid one to play against a person who spends every second working on his swing,
Can I play you at it?
if you like. Last time I got a birdie on the 18th. But it was its own fault for flying so low.
I'll do anything to save my life. Whatever you ask.
You're afraid of dying, aren't you?
I didn't think I would be, but I was wrong.
Here. Take my hand. There's nothing to worry about. The hard part is over.
Why are you being so nice to me? I tried to destroy all of creation.
Well, nobody's perfect.
well, there we go. Satrap's dead. So let me think. How many? There were 8 cultists. Carlotta is not doing anything. Warb's dead. Satrap's dead. Coombe left. Foyd is in that room. the one that begins with K, that I can't remember his name, is dead. Mooncalf is dead. And that Porter guy died, so I guess they're all taken care of now.
The view through the telescope showed me nothing. The huge telescope was too large to be moved by hand, so a nearby golem operated the cranks. The golem didn't say much. It wasn't their way. I could tell the golem what to do, but beyond that there wasn't much I could do. On the floor was an ornate device for navigating across the stars.
Seemed to be saying something when I came down. Oh, there we go, mosaics.
Fascinating though they were, I couldn't do anything to the mosaics with my bare hands. The floor of the observatory was decorated with the 64 signs of the zodiac. They were all here. The celestial parsnip, the cow of heaven, the knotted string, even Okjok the salesman.
Okay, what can we do with this? What's that? Map of what?
I didn't know what to make of the map. I was never good at astrology. Two conkers had given me a star map that was supposed to lead to the jewel he was looking for.
When did I get that?
I could probably use the astrolabe to navigate with the map, but I'd need to know where I was supposed to be looking first.
Can I use it as that?
I couldn't do too much with the telescope and the astrolabe together. Although if I could find something with the telescope, I could probably find it again with the astrolabe.
Oh, okay. So...
The view through the telescope showed...
So how do I get it to move?
I could tell...
The...
Fascinating.
What if I...
I didn't know enough about astrology to find any of these constellations. If the golem could move the telescope to point at a specific group of stars, I could possibly use the astrolabe to find that constellation again, though.
Maybe I want to do the map on the golem.
I tried to show the star map to the golem. I got the impression. I guess I needed some intelligent instruction.
Here we go.
I looked at the star map and back to the mosaics. The map seemed to include a constellation. All I had to do was find out which one and tell the golem to move the telescope to look at it. Well, it was a plan of sorts.
I think maybe it went wrong, because I don't think I ever got this star map. Pretty sure it's that thing there, isn't it? Yeah.
I suppose the small, boring group of faint stars might have been on the map, but if they were, they'd been drawn much brighter than they really were. Swing the telescope around to face the small, boring group of faint stars.
Okay, do I just go and use it now?
The stars seemed to be pointing at the Salachi Mausoleum. If the map was right, the jewel was somewhere inside.
Then let's go to the Salachi Mausoleum. How do I leave? No, I want to go. Maybe he gave me a star map ages ago, and like it was never important until just now, so it's only now become a thing I can use. Anyway, so we want to use Luton, bag, astrolabe on the sky, I guess. Oh.
I used the astrolabe to see exactly where Two Conquer's map pointed. They seem to be indicating a grotesque in the entrance chamber.
Well, there we go. I've come to the conclusion that maybe the star map was a thing that I've missed, but like just because I moved on to this act, it auto kind of gave it to me. But anyway, not the end of the world. Yes, well that was that episode. We finished off the last member of the cult that was really going to do anything, and now here we are at this grotesque. So we will find out what's going on here next week. If you enjoyed what you saw, like and subscribe, and see you next week. Bye bye.